back at it again with another film study, and this time I'm spotlighting somebody who, in my opinion, might be an underrated gem, and someone who I think is the perfect prospect for the Detroit Lions. Isaiah Moore, a North Carolina State linebacker, is exactly what the Lions need. He is the prototypical kind of player that you would see Brad Holmes go after, and the evidence is so scary that I'm almost sure that the Lions have him on their radar, and I would not be surprised if we draft him. And if we did, let me just tell you, you should get excited. This is a guy that is a complete night and day example from Jack Campbell. This is a guy that I think plays the game in a way that you want your guy to play. He's a 6'2", 233-pound linebacker who ran at basically a 4'6", 4'6", 4'6", somewhere in the area, right? And that's for you, the guys who like the numbers. But that doesn't seem to be the thing. What makes him the perfect prospect? This right here are the stats of one Mr. Bobby Wagner. Okay, and Bobby Wagner played in college at Utah State. I really want you to focus on the total tackles, which is like 445 and things like that. And I know what you're going to say. Well, Luke, why are you showing us this? Because when we go and we look at our guy, Isaiah Moore, you start to see a lot of similarities. A lot of tackles, a lot of tackles for a loss. You start to see the sack totals, the interceptions. This is a guy who has a knack for getting around there. A lot of the things that you saw in the film study that I have for Jack Campbell, he is not. He doesn't have a problem getting off blocks. He doesn't have a problem blitzing. He doesn't have a problem playing the run. His coverage is just about as, decent as Jack Campbell, but where he differential himself from the other pack is he's a guy who's played 5 years. He's a captain. You know how much our general manager loves captains. And on top of that, he has a knack for falling the ball. Now, the last time we dipped into this NC State squad, we came out with a pretty good nose tackle. And I think this is where we need to dip into it again. Let's break this down as we get into the good, bad, and ugly. And again, I'm going to reverse it because I want to give you the bad side. But trust me when I say you're going to want to see this entire video, because when I get into the good is good. And it's not a game. So let's get into it. All right, the ugly. Real simple, right to the point. It's a simple breakdown. Ugly meaning that this should never happen in the game. Bad meaning that, hey, you can improve upon these things and be better at it. And good meaning, give me more of that. We start off with the ugly here because I want to point out some things that jumped out to me. And it's not even major because it's so rare that it doesn't make sense. But right here, you're going to see a guy who's going to come in and he has his chance to get a shot. And, he just whiffs on it. It happens. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He just whiffs on it. You come up with another play where he's coming in, and right here, you're talking about a guy who gets pushed. Right? Nothing special. It wasn't like a hard push. Then again, I really can't say I'm not the one being pushed, but that little push by the quarterback got this to happen. That's ugly to me. I just can't have quarterbacks put me on my back with that kind of weak effort. But this is where I don't know if he was tired. I don't know if he ran out of gas. I just didn't like this effort. And for me, this is just an ugly play because I need you to take off. And I need you to take off with vengeance. I need you to just unleash your run. And if you see number 11 is hauling butt and number 1 is not. Now that happens rarely. Okay, that's a rare thing. That's not something that happens on a regular. But when we look at the bad, again, things that we can improve upon. It's still not a lot. It's still a rare thing. He is not a perfect prospect by no stretch of the imagination. He's just not. But these are the little things that I think are so easy to fix. And so right here, you're going to see him, come through and will look like this. You're going to say, oh, well, he made the play. He slowed the guy down. But you got to understand, In the NFL, those guys are going to be more athletic. Those guys are going to be more, what's where I want to be more aggressive in getting those yards. You have to wrap up there and run through them. And he let that happen. On this play right here, you're going to see him come. And this is another one of the plays where it's an effort issue. However, he starts to run fast and then he slows down because he's thinking, my guy got him. As you can see, his hands is on his foot. My guy has him. But he's not down. And then the other guy hit him. And so he slows down again thinking, my guy has him. But he's wrong. But it doesn't matter. He's there to get in on play. So it's just a bad. Not an ugly, just a bad. But I want to see him zoom to it. In this particular play, I don't know what the hell this is. I got nothing. You got a hand on them. You overran the play. And those kind of things should not happen. Not as good. This right here, you can't make this stuff up. This right here, this is exactly what we're looking for. And this is what makes him a perfect prospect. We need somebody who can fill gaps. He will do that. We need somebody who can read plays and react immediately. He can do that. We need somebody that has somewhat okay coverage skills. He has that. When you look at the good in him, this is Clemson. I want y'all to be clear. As you can see, they're 4-0. NC State is 4-0. Clemson is 5 at this point. They're 10. It doesn't matter. None of that matters to me. This is the first play of the game. First play of the game where you're going to see him in his linebacker spot keeping an eye on the quarterback. He's going to get rid of the blocker, something we didn't see with Jack Campbell. He's going to get the quarterback down. Brilliant. Here's another play where you're going to see him react, and it's not going to be a problem. And what I love about this is he's never stopped tracking the ball. Now, what you did not see, okay? What you did not see is something that I think that we need to definitely point out. Now, as you see, he's right there. Once he comes in and he goes to do his little thing, he's going to get up in here, right here. I want you to see him with the linebacker. I mean, him with the offensive lineman. And the blocker is trying his best to do his best blocking job, but he's too much for the blocker. So what does the blocker do? If you look closely, you will see that he's pulling on his jersey. If you look even more closely, he's pulling on his jersey. And if you look down to the left corner where the referee is at, you will see the referee throw, what's that? That's going to hit number 9, a flag. You see the flag on the ground by his foot because what he did was, not only did he still make the play while being held, he never allowed the blocker to have any control over him. He just carried the blocker to his destination. In this particular play, you know, he comes up, he's looking around. Oh, you want to take off? Not today. Look at this. He closes in on him immediately, right? No hesitation, no loss of step. And when you look at it from the sky view, you can see how much traffic he gets through, what he avoids. The running back is there. He's still watching. Running back does nothing. He says, forget that. He hauls off and boom. You cannot ask for anything better from a prospect. On a play like this, where you're talking about a guy coming up and reading the play, boom, right in the backfield, filling that gap. Something that we don't see a lot of, which is why our run defense is so bad. This guy does that. He's so consistent. And when you look at it, you can see how there's no loss of motion. He's just 100%. This is what I saw. Let's go. Now, once it moves, and remember, in the Jack Campbell, I'm like, look, hit the hole, hit the hole. We don't have that problem with him. In this play, they're going against Texas Tech. And I love this for so many reasons, because there's a level of patience that says, on this play, you can't hold me. And the crazy part is this. When you look at how he does this, he gets held again. As you can see, the blocker never got on his block. He got an arm around him. He steps up, boom, with the blocker on him, and still gets to the play. You cannot ask for anything better. Even on this particular snap, you're going to see where he's going to basically say, you know what? I got something for y'all. Look at this. No loss of motion. No loss of motion. He is a guy that we need. The Lions need this. This guy is playing it to the bone. These blockers don't matter to him. He can I literally could have made a 4-hour video of this dude. On this particular snap, watch how gangster this is, in my opinion. Boom. Now you're going to say, well, Luke, what was this? What was the point of this? You know, what are we missing here? All I wanted you to see is, at this point, the quarterback really wanted to throw it to the guy underneath. He not having it. So what he does, he pushes him, the quarterback got to go some different ways. That's all you asking for. But it's not just enough to have that. On plays like this, again, most of this run defense, most of this is recognizing the quarterback on read options. It don't matter. He's a guy who's going to show up time after time. He's a guy that's going to give you effort time after time. And you may be saying, well, Luke, what did I miss here? What is it that I'm missing here? I want you to pay close attention to him, because when you're paying close attention to him, I just want to show you how you're supposed to do alignment when they in your way. Do you see how that lineman is lifted up? Just picture that bag where you got to pop it and lift it up. Look how high that lineman is right now. Look how high he got him in the sky. And yes, the running back runs past him, but he did his job. He allowed for the guy to change direction. Another play where, again, Honey Badger don't care. Block me or not, I'm in there. He don't care. We're just looking at the plays. The good is good for a reason. Boom. This is one of my favorite plays, because here what you get is a guy who is putting more pressure. And so now he meets the blocker in the hole. This changes the running back's whole direction. He can't go further, because you'll see, because he crunched the hole that was supposed to be there, you got a guy scraping to fill the other gap where that's the only way he can go, or he's got to cut it back all the way across to the other side. It doesn't work. And by the way, he still makes the play after doing all that. Here's another one where we're just looking at him doing it. When I tell you he's not getting enough talk about, enough press, and again, to the people who ain't paying attention, to the people who not paying attention, this is a hold. He beats the blocker again. You can clearly see his arm across his body extended. You can clearly see him pulling him away from the play. And again, these are all getting called. Some not, but most of them are getting called. Another play where you just talk about a guy as a blitzer, a run defender, a guy who recognizes that RPO, the play action, he don't care. He don't care. This right here is 100% effort. Now remember, in the ugly play, I told you I wanted more effort. Here it is. Not giving up on the play, not worrying about it, staying with it. You want to keep running around? I'm with it. This is the kind of player that we need to have on this team. He's the kind of guy that we need to bring in. On a play like this, where you're just able to just say, you know what, it doesn't matter. He is destroying this thing, piece by piece. He is giving so much of himself into this. And a guy that is a captain, a guy that's been a 5-year starter, look at the ability that he has to come out and blitz. And remember, I showed you a play where he missed on it. I told you, it's rare. It's very rare. Let's look at this one more time from this angle. He gets around, boom, not playing with him. He comes back with another opportunity, and he says to himself, hey, I'm going to do my best job to make sure that this quarterback don't get going. It's not like that quarterback can't run. It's because everything is done right. And when he comes in, he secures the block. It's all you can ask for. This is the perfect prospect. We can probably do some things with him that we can't do with Alex Anzalone, that we can't do with Enrod. With him, you can do. You can blitz this guy and get him home. You know, you can do those kind of things. And what I'm just want you guys to do is accept the fact that this is somebody who is absolutely different. Could you get him in the third round? Yeah, probably. Could you get him in the fourth round? Probably. Could you probably get him in the fifth? Maybe you could, right? I think it's going to be a run of linebackers in the second round, but I don't have a linebacker that I'm excited about enough to put in the first. It's just this guy excites me. If you watch his tape, if you watch any film of him, he just makes plays. He just does his job and gets it done. And when you look at that, all you can do is simply say to yourself, I need somebody with that type of drive. He reminds me so much of Bobby Wagner. I wish that I can show you something more, but I want to keep it short. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this is short enough for you to get all you need. But if you want me to do a deeper dive and go and look at plays with him, let me know in the comment section. But for now, just do what I do. Get excited. This guy needs to be a lion. I'm putting it out there. He will be a lion. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research.